Ms. Karen Mills. So I'd like to welcome you to Entrepreneur's Edge and say thank you so much for speaking with me.
Thank you. It's delightful to be here talking to you.
Let's talk about what your mission is and what you foresee for the SBA this year and in the future as the new administrator.
Well, now at the SBA, we have a number one priority, which is to get this Recovery Act money that the taxpayers allocated out into the hands of small business. And you know what? We're doing it. It's out there, and our loans are up 25% already. So we know that it's reaching the businesses that need it.
Now, let's talk about, I was here earlier for your speech, and you talked about the ARC loan. Could you explain a little bit what the ARC loan is and how that might benefit small business owners and entrepreneurs?
Yes, we do want to get the word out on this. I announced today that we have a $35,000 loan, and that is for a viable, good, strong small business, but that's just having a little bit of trouble. So the ARC is the bridge over troubled water, and this is $35,000 to pay interest and principal on other debt for 6 months, and then you have a period of 12 months when you don't have to pay it back, and then 5 years after that to complete the process of paying it back.
Wow, that's great, because right now, given our credit market and our economy, which I think things are cyclical and in trends, I think that helps. What trends are you seeing now in small business and entrepreneurship?
Well, you know, our small businesses, we are here at Small Business Week, and you can take so much energy because despite the difficult economy, there are small businesses out there succeeding and innovating and growing. And they are going to be the foundation stone that leads us out of this recession, and they're going to build our competitiveness going forward. This is where the jobs are going to be created.
Okay. Now, quite often we hear, you know, I'm starting a small business, I'm an entrepreneur, and, you know, you guys keep records of those people that are successful. Not on the downside, for the people you can't help, where do they go? Do you guys have something in place to try to help those people? Because some of them have really good ideas, but have some difficulty getting it, you know, on board. What do you think about that?
Well, you know, we have 14,000 counselors out there that are affiliated with the SBA in various ways. And a lot of times what they do is they'll help somebody and say, you know, don't do that business. Think about doing something else. Do this business. Figure it this way. Or if you're having trouble, how can we restructure your business to help? And we have, in the last year, 1.5 million people we've helped counsel on exactly the kind of things. Okay. Women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, all kinds of businesses.
And I understand that there's is the ARC loan the same thing as the $35,000 for microlending, or is that a completely separate program?
Actually, microlending is a separate program, and we got an additional $50 million in the Recovery Act package to do an additional microlending. It can be very, very successful startup for a new entrepreneur.
I'm really impressed by the fact that we have a female administrator in, 53 years?
Yes, I'm not the first, but I think it's a great place for a woman. You know, we start a lot of these small businesses. We know how to get things done. And for me personally, this is where I've lived my life. I've grown many, many, many small businesses. It's where my heart is, and I believe in American small business.
And I know that you're very intelligent because I did my homework. She actually has a Harvard graduate, and you were a scholar. Were you in the scholar program? Okay.
Yes, I was. Thank you.
Okay. Where do you want to take the SBA? And that's my final question. Where do you want to take the SBA?
Well, I believe that the SBA has an important role beyond even the programs that exist as a critical voice of small business across the administration. So when healthcare is discussed, when we look at innovation, when we look at competitiveness, small business and the SBA will be at the table for those discussions as well.
Great, my pleasure, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
And I look forward to seeing wonderful things from you. Thank you for your time.
I look forward to talking more. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you, and stay tuned. We'll be right back with more from Entrepreneur's Edge TV. It's Small Business Week. Hi, We are back with more of Entrepreneur's Edge TV. I'm your host, Janice McLean DeLoach. We are coming back again from Small Business Week in Washington, D.C. And here with me, I have the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Grady Hedgespeth, who I run into so frequently at these type of events. And we're going to talk to him a little bit more and find out what his title is and what he does to help the SBA and small businesses and entrepreneurs. Hello, Mr. Hedgespeth.
Hi, Janice. How are you? And Grady is fine.
Grady. Okay. I think I'm good. Let's talk about your title and what you do and how you help people and small business and entrepreneurs.
I'm the director of the Office of Financial Assistance at the SBA, and that's in charge of the three major loan programs, the 7A, 504, and micro-lending programs. We help small businesses by working with lending partners, banks, credit unions, micro-lenders, in providing funds or guarantees that allow them to extend credit to more small businesses.
Okay. Now, I know that you've been in this position for, I think, at least 2 years. Is that correct?
That's right. Coming in my second anniversary.
Yay! That's really good today. Let's talk about what you see different in today's economy as opposed to what you saw last year as far in terms of your position.
Well, we're starting to actually see a rebound, and especially helped by the passage of the Recovery Act back in February, which President Obama made an announcement on March 16th, focusing in on the program specifically targeted to small businesses. We have about $730 million in the Recovery Act that's going to support extending additional credit to small businesses. One of the first things we put into place was relief from some of the fees around SBA loans in the 7A and the 504 program. We also increased the guarantee on most of our 7A loans to 90%. These things have led to 25% increase in our lending volume and a lot of optimism out there among our lending partners that we've turned the corner.
Now let me ask you, because I hear you and you're a financial guy. To a lot of small business and entrepreneurs, we hear 90%. But what does that really mean in terms of how does it help me to get the capital, access to capital that I need to be able to move my business forward?
An excellent question, Janice. For most of last year, we saw the credit standards of lenders across the country being ratcheted up, meaning that fewer and fewer small businesses would qualify. And this was at a time when small businesses' credit ratings were also declining. The combination squeezed out a number of small businesses from getting access to credit. By increasing our guarantee to 90%, it started to turn the psychology of the risk that lenders are willing to take, because for every dollar they put out in a new small business loan, we're guaranteeing 90 cents of that dollar. And so more lenders have told us, with the 90% program, they're starting to get more active in small business lending, and the SBA loans are starting to lead the way in that.
You have a female administrator. What's that like?
She is fantastic. She is knowledgeable, sharp, forces you to be very data-driven, because she comes out of private sector and venture capital. So she's used to nurturing and growing businesses and developing and mentoring people, but she's also got very high standards, and it's very good for the agency right now that she also has extremely good relationships with the White House. The agency is enjoying more clout in the Obama administration than we've had probably in the 53-year history of the agency since it was started in the Eisenhower years.
Right,
so,
which was in 1953, is that correct?
1953.
Yay!
So it's a little bit more than 53 years now. But she's brought an energy. Her team is building on the success that we had in Administrator Preston, who helped to stabilize a lot of the SBA operational areas. And in essence, we're ready now to take off. And it couldn't come at a more important time, given the challenges in our economy.
Yeah.
And any rebirth in our economy is going to start and end with small businesses.
Okay, thank you. All right, guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of Small Business Week and Entrepreneur's Edge TV.